Hello Scorpio, just making sure I've got my microphone on yet. Hello Scorpio, following on from last week and I like the week before, and I know that I was ranting on about 1970s upbringing and radicalisation and all of that. In a way, I was kind of going through that equality thing because of Eleanor Pankhurst, and it was her anniversary, and that energy was coming through, and it's like, it just feels like we've been wading through treacle here, from trying to date people, trying to date guys, trying to date women who have been brought up with this kind of changing perspectives of you know, of equality, really. And I'm not going to go banging on about equality, but it's like we're wading through treacle of being brought up by these 1970s kind of ideologists, and don't switch off yet because I'm not going to go on about that, which is misogyny, you know, misogyny, and it's a bit embarrassing when you watch those programs of the 70s, the way the women would just stood there and giggle at something that was so offensive, you know. So I got two cards that flew out here. So I'm getting for you, Scorpio, you're a bit tired of this. Not the 1970s, but you're a bit tired of this jerk that behaves like this, and it's a little bit outdated. And you know, yeah, it is a clash of male and female. It's a clash that women are being brought up to be more equal than they were years ago by the 1970s women, and then the guys were brought up to be misogynist by the 1970 guys. So it is a bit of a clash, I feel, anyway. So I do feel that, wow, this is you. You're coming through as the Queen of Wands, Scorpio, and the Queen of Wands in reverse. You know, the Queen of Wands in reverse is somebody limits freedom in others, ruled by possessiveness, plans thwarted by someone who is jealous or manipulative or overbearing. Okay, so I guess that's the partner of this Queen of Wands in reverse. Or it could be, if you're a guy, this is who you're dealing with here. Now I do get that this is because of a lot of baggage here. You know, it's that kind of thing of you know, you will adhere to behaving in this way. You will be molded in this way. You will be, you know, the way you are reacting is wrong. You know, the way you, and I feel that women have had this so much over the years, of like, no matter what you say is wrong. You're not allowed to have some kind of freedom of speech and opinion, or you know, or you'll get yourself into trouble. You'll get yourself in problems if you speak like that. You know, and I kind of, I don't know about you guys, but that confused me growing up. You know, that I'm not allowed to say this and I'm not allowed to say that, and I can say this because that is behaving like this, how you're supposed to be, that's how you slot into. Oh, forget that, you know, forget it. But that kind of thing. So I feel that there's like this, this is a burden to you. Of this person wants you to, you know, don't say it like that, say it like this. I don't believe you should have that opinion. Whoever this is, you've come quite withdrawn around this person because they're just telling you, and it could be anybody, it could be your in-laws, it could be it could be your partner. I do get a partner here who's got these really backward ways of thinking, and you've kind of evolved. But this person is quite backward in the way they think, you know. So I've got here this person, you have this way of thinking, you're thinking, oh my God, when am I going to be able to get this person to see my point of view, that kind of thing. So there's this, like, you feel deluded. There's delusions, or the other person's deluded that, you know, all women should think like this. Maybe this other person is deluded, lives in cloud cuckoo land. You know what, guys, if you're dating someone who's really tries to put on the pressure that you behave in a certain way, then you're not right for that person. That's all I can say. You know, there's somebody out there that will love your kind of radicalism or whatever you are. You know, you've got an opinion about something. I have a passion about something. There will be somebody, oh, you could whip this person into shape and say, look, now you know, now I'm going to have an opinion. So you better put up with it or don't put up with it. Yeah? So, you know, you could whip this person into shape and say, well, you decided to be with a strong person, so you're going to have to either want it or not want it. Make your mind up. So, this person, though, it may be, you may have been married to this person, they've always been like this, and you've come to get older, you know, you've grown older, and you're thinking, I'm just going to be who I am. I'm not going to let this person tell me, you know, you're putting on a bit of weight there and you're putting on a bit of weight there. Don't you think, you know, don't you think you should dress up a bit better than what you do? You're letting yourself go. You know, all of this. I do feel, looking back, you're thinking, I get somebody here who has also maybe been married for a number of years and realising that, do you know what, I was so naive and gullible that I was told to be who I am, and that's not who I am. And I got the Fool card here. You kind of feel a bit foolish. You feel like, was I so bloody weak that I just listened to all of that? You know, all of that BS. Was I so, you know, was I so kind of susceptible? There's a withdrawal here. Reflection. Yeah, I really get reflection. You've got reflection here. You're reflecting over this. It's like a journey for you. Looking back, like your life was a movie. Looking back at your life, and you saw yourself when you first got married or you first had children, and you had lots of people telling you how you should be, how you should, you know, behave, how you should. And what comes to mind here is Princess Diana, that kind of thing. And she rebelled in the end, didn't she? And I think you have to be true to yourself, because that's what happens. That's what would happen, is that you would just rebel against it. Now, you have got the world at your feet here. So there is a make or break it with this person, or you may have separated from this person, and you want to get open your deep buried feelings. And I've got the Four of Pentacles. You may actually be going through some kind of evolvement within yourself. And kind of going to therapy. Some of you may go to therapy or come to somebody like me just to, because you want to break free from this. This is just a complete restriction. For some reason, you're not going to put up with this anymore. Who can I compare this to, or what film? Anybody got any ideas? I do get the colour purple coming to mind, and I can't remember her name, but she was married to, was it Harpo? And was it Harpo? I can't remember. Anyway, the guy that beat her, and then in the end she left, didn't she? She'd had enough. Anyway, that's the kind of energies I'm getting here. Now you want to march into, you know, you want to be the leader in your life here. You're getting very strong. You want to be the leader. You don't want to be the follower anymore. And I can understand that, you know. So we've got the tower here, the tower. Wow, yeah, yeah, it's very much. I didn't want to copy the colour purple, but I do now, as I'm going through this reading, very kind of randomly. It does feel like that, like, you know, she was very gullible, very naive, and in the end, she got older and realised that it was just all a load of bullshit, basically. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but that's what I've got here. And also not kind of allowing you to have an opinion, or not allowing you to have a voice. Actually, you know, you go within yourself, don't you? You kind of all of your you don't bother to say anything to anybody, because you've been kind of groomed or controlled into being insular. So and then as you've got, you know, you just feel like screaming, because you're thinking, I just want to, I know that I have a right to have a voice, you know, I know that I have a right to be who I am innately, and, you know, you get out of my way because I want my freedom. This is what I'm getting here. Okay, I get this as somebody who's in a relationship or marriage, going through some kind of challenging times at the moment. It's not necessarily that you will break up with this person, it's just getting the other person to understand that you've changed, you know. I've grown. I'm an adult, you know, I'm not a young girl anymore. I'm not a young, naive, gullible young girl, you know. I'm actually grown now. I'm grown up, and I, you know, I have a strong mind. I have, because what I've been through. I've got a strong mind. I've got a strong words to say in this world. So you better shape up, or I'm leaving. This kind of thing. So this person, it's like you're developing, so this other person has to develop with you to keep up with you, okay, or they're just going to get left behind. And I feel this is what this is. Okay, some of you may walk away from somebody thinking, I've changed, you know, I'm so much different to what I was when I first met you, and things have, I don't feel as if I'm the same person. And you know, either you catch up with me or it's over. And for some of you, I feel you may turn your back on somebody here and walk towards your future. And for some of you, your partner is going to actually step up and realise, you know, we do live in the 21st century. We don't live back in, you know, the slavery kind of plantations anymore, if you want to put it like the colour purple. And things have changed, you know, things have changed. So that's your reading, Scorpio. Now, in terms of single people, you may have left a situation where this person wouldn't let you speak, would not let you have an opinion, would not let you have any thoughts of your own. And I think you've thought, oh God, you know, we've gone past the days where we tied ourselves to the railings at you know, Houses of Parliament. So, you know, goodbye, kind of thing. So you've kind of walked away from that person. And as I said, for couples, there is this kind of realisation that you're stuck in the old kind of 1970s kind of misogynistic viewpoint, and I've moved on. Yeah, that kind of thing. So that's your reading. If you'd like, it's not going to resonate with all of you, like I said here, it is a general love reading. If you'd like your own personal reading, please give me an email. My computer keeps doing that. My email address is here at the bottom, and I will send you my tarot, okay? There is a tarot at the bottom there at a glance in the descriptions if you want to have a quick look there. So, yep, that's your reading for this time frame, which is only a short time frame from 22nd to the 28th. Okay, so sending you lots of love, lots of blessings, and bye for now. Bye bye.